This program was produced by and first broadcast on Radio Hawke's Bay, a community access media station. Thank you to New Zealand On Air for making this type of programming possible.
Hi, Gail here. Welcome to life coaching, psychic, spiritual, practical life coaching. So you are, as we've said before, a multifaceted being. You are human. You have extra senses of seeing, hearing, speaking, feeling. You have extra senses that automatically guide you in your life. And if you're aware of those senses, you can develop them. And that's what I can help and encourage you with, but also in the practical sense of finding solutions and answers to your life, even if they're long ago problems, situations that you need some understanding or clarity around, then I can provide insight into those things that can help bring a sense of resolution and peace and acceptance, not of the situation, but of the fact that perhaps it had some helpful relevance in your life that you recognise now as you've gotten older and gotten through it. Also, present day problems can be seen and by me from a different perspective with different insights that can help clarify things, help you understand a little bit more of the dynamics that are going on. So today, we are February 2024, and the last session that we did, I did not do the tarot for February, so that's what I'm going to do today. And yes, we've actually come through a couple of weeks. However, it's never too late, they say, so we're going with that today. Not sure quite what happened, a little mental glitch of mine perhaps, a little lapse. Maybe it's because we started an hour program and so I prepared for an hour program. And today we're going to split the program in two. So I'm going to do the tarot for 2024. We are now Year of the Dragon. As of the 10th of February, we are officially Chinese Year of the Dragon. Google it, look it up, see what it means for you, because information is valuable. We are enlightened by information. We are able to prepare because of information. We can expand our general understanding and awareness and consciousness with information. And information is every single place around us, everywhere around us. So information is not just in books. It's not just in what you're being deliberately taught. Information is in the life that you are moving through right now. Driving to work, sitting in the classroom, at home, doing your chores. There is information. There are messages. There is something that you might not have noticed before, something you might not have seen, something that your attention is drawn to. And all of those things are like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, helping you to map out your life, understand your life, find a direction. And particularly for those of you who are in between things at the moment or are feeling still a little bit in limbo or a little bit lost, like what is there? What is there next? What is the next step? It requires patient observation, is what I would say, to be able to pick up signs. Signs never stop. They continuously tell you something all the time. We have not been taught necessarily how to read nature, but every bird, butterfly, caterpillar, ant is giving you some sort of direction, information, if you have the eyes to see it. To have the eyes to see it, all you actually need to do is be curious and observe, and something might just pop into your mind that's completely unrelated to ants forming on the ground. It could be to do with a different problem in a different area of your life. We subconsciously have a mechanism to read information that is not literal, that is not right in our eyes. And if we are rested or resting, if we are zoned out, then that is when we become more drawn to observe what is in front of us. And when that happens, that unconscious mechanism kicks into gear and starts to provide information. Now, you're not going to get it in this great big thought stream type of thing that you get. You might, but generally it will maybe come in a couple of words, just something like that. That give you a little bit of a, okay, maybe I'll look into that, or yeah, I could do that. Those things is to encourage you to actually do it. How many times have you been given an idea and, that's a good idea. So then how many times have you followed it up? And I can tell you from personal experience, I have had many in my lifetime ideas and not followed them up. They don't always come back, by the way. So it's a little bit like you sift and sort what's relevant. Everything that pops into your head is actually something that will make things happen faster, provide things easier, more effortlessly, and so on. So taking notice of little things that pop into your head, following up on them saves you an awful lot of time and stress and distress, actually. Even if you don't think it's going to. Your human mind's not capable of being able to think all around problems. It tries really hard and it keeps you up at night, but it's not very capable of actually thinking around all those problems, and that's because you're using this side of your brain. That's your analytical side, it's your shopping list, but it doesn't have all the answers, and yet it will file over and over and over and over thoughts, ideas, problems, and it won't come up with very adequate solutions until at some point this side of your brain is engaged. This side of your brain becomes engaged when you are asleep and you dream, or when you are brain tired and you zone. That is when that side of your brain activates. It has all the knowledge you need, all the answers, all the solutions. To access that is through techniques of meditation, prayer, which, by the way, are identically measured energetically. They have the same Hz frequency. Prayer and meditation, Eastern and Western, are actually identical. And prayer is a very fervent feeling, request, or desire, or interest, or curiosity. And when you pray, it is normal to place your hands together in front of you. And when you do that, and then ask a creator energy, God, the universe, whatever you believe, when you put your hands together, and ask and resort to communicating with something outside yourself, above yourself, your eyes automatically come together and focus on your third eye. Your third eye is between your eyebrows. Your third eye is where you access instinct, intuition, pictures, words. Your clairvoyant psychic abilities all reside within your third eye. And if you are a nun or a monk that practices every day, your appeal, your interest actually travels further than your third eye, up a little higher. And up higher above your head is where you connect with the creative source of energy for all, the source that brought you into your body. Your fontanelle, when you are born, is open, and your soul has entered through there into this physical body. It takes a while for the fontanelle to close because it takes a while for the soul to feel comfortable in the body. So, let's have a little look at February. And you've already lived a couple of weeks of February, so let's just have a little look. February 2024, we are Dragon year now as well. Dragon is fortune, it is success, it is very good in respect of your individual life. So it has a very positive, good influence. I've said before, we are 2024. That adds to an 8. An 8 is a very energetic, powerfully successful, abundant energy as well. With the 8, it is, what do you want this year? What will you make happen by the effort you put in? It says this year, you don't have to worry about learning anything extra. You've already got what you need. So this year, use what you've got. Put it to good use. Start the ball rolling. Put your best foot forward and carry it through, and you will have more success this year than other years, because it is that year that energy propels you and pushes that creative energy, that kind of manifesting energy. It's like the manifesting becomes now. Think about last year as a year of putting out there what it is that you want. What do I want? Manifesting law of attraction. Okay, this year is about making it happen, and it will manifest. Okay, right. So let's have a little look at the cards for February 2024. If these things have already kind of happened, that's okay, but let's have a little look. February 2024, what have we got coming up? And so I've just taken out 3 cards. The first card that comes out is, for a lot of you, this is actually a new beginning. February, yes, we've got Year of the Dragon. That is a new beginning. That is a new Chinese year. New beginning, but this is your practical personal life. So this is your new step forward into your life. Do it by being careful. You have a lot of things that you've learned, a lot of experiences that you've had. This next stage is new territory. You are stepping into new territory. So not quite into the unknown. You have a track to follow, but you are stepping into something new. Your experiences, your situations will be in some ways new to you. So a new path, new phase. I call it a new phase or a new chapter of your life as well. So the energy of it looks really positive and really happy to me. So if you've been struggling for a long time, this is a good indicator that the new beginnings and the new phase in your life will bring you some of those lovelier things, happier times, better situations. It also says that don't rush in, okay? So it's like there is a new phase. Don't just go, right, I'm throwing out the stuff and I'm bringing in new stuff and I'm going to have everything brand new in my house. You can do that, but this says for the real experience of feeling that you're on a new path, and for those experiences to start happening, you need to kind of just be a little bit patient. First word is just be a bit careful and cautious about what you're doing next, and find out about it, be sure about it before you proceed. Second one is patience. It's like you'll need to wait. You'll need to just allow things to organise themselves in front of you before you take the step. So it's not about charging into a whole new experience. You can. It is saying though, just hang about a bit, take it carefully, cautiously. Things will actually start showing you exactly what you need to do if you allow it to happen that way. And it's always generally better because humanly, I know myself, I can start something and I go, yes, I'm doing this, and then I go, later on, I look back and I go, if I had actually stopped and thought about it a little bit, I would have done this and then that a bit differently or whatever. So this is just saying that similar kind of thing. New path, just be like the eyes wide open and watch what's going on, participate in things that happen, but don't push it. You will and may get impatient. So just be aware of that. There are some really important considerations this month for a lot of you out there, and that is, what are you actually going to do? You're on a new path. There are things in your life now that you can't continue to do anymore, that you must actually make a deliberate choice about what am I going to do and how am I going to do it. So for instance, if you've had two partners, two people that you have thought, oh, I like this person and I like this person, this is saying you're getting ready for a new relationship. It could be a long-term one. It's like, consider this carefully, be patient about what choices you make, because the choice you make this month is really important for the long term. So to consider it and consider the value that it adds to your life, the person that adds the most value to your life. They may not be the one with the most money, but they may be the one that adds the most value to your life. So the other aspect of February is around relationships. It's around starting something new in a relationship that you already have, looking at, I don't know, kind of experimenting or going on adventures, doing something different and new to what you've been doing in that relationship. Adds a bit of a spark, but it also adds a little bit of longevity and that lovely companionship where you can share everything with a person and you're trying new things, so you're getting a little bit of your youth back, a little bit of your, I don't know, excitement about the relationship back. So if one partner is not on board with this just says continue down that same road of looking at doing new things with your partner. It is, they might just take a little while to get on board, but don't give up, okay? So let us just have a little look. For some reason I have to pick up one more card. When you are looking at this month of February, you're ready for something new. For a lot of you, a new path starts. You do have to kind of work a few things out first, and maybe you have to kind of tie up some loose ends. For some of you, you have felt stuck or trapped in your life, or you've had obligations that you've had to meet, and so therefore you haven't had a lot of time where you've been able to be free or feel that you can have a new start and a new path and some adventure and make choices. And this is saying that you can this month, maybe for 3 months' time, 6 months' time, if you've been looking after a family member and you are feeling that you can't not do that. There's something that you need to be able to do in your life. There's something new of an opportunity that's come your way and you can't take it. This says you will be able to. It's just a matter of time, which just means that those opportunities will still be around in a few months' time when you're freer to be able to do it. For some of you, it's longer than a few months. But generally, it will be this year. So, for some reason, I'm going to do another card. So this is a year 2. Is please, and I say this year, but I'm talking about February. This says confront your demons. face the things that you hate about yourself, the things that you find are less than supportive. So sometimes we talk to ourselves and we don't talk well to ourselves. Sometimes we criticise ourselves, or we feel that we've failed in our performance. And this is just saying, why do you do that? What are you afraid of? This is the month to look at genuinely, in a realistic way, what your fear is, what your discomfort is. Because a lot of the time it's like, I'm not afraid of that. It's like, okay, no, but you're uncomfortable with it, or you're imagining things in your head around this, and that's making it a little scary to you doing something about it. So I'm just going to have a little quick look at any small cards that are supportive to February on what we've just said. And so a lot of you have been overwhelmed. You have a huge amount of responsibility on your shoulders, and you are not able really to sustain that for a long time further from now. We're just saying, look at what your real responsibilities are. Be prepared to hand some of those over to others. And I can relate to that too. So it's just the pressure's getting too much. We need you to be looking at something new path, new phase coming into your life, tying up loose ends, working out and being patient about how that can happen. It's not about sort of making plans for it, but it is about being ready for when the opportunity presents itself. And if you've been feeling that you're stuck in your life and there's nothing you can do, and that suddenly falls away, what are you going to do? Firstly, it'll be a bit scary or confronting and maybe a bit uncomfortable. So your work pressures, the pressures you put on yourself, are very, very important to kind of like, I'm going to say delete, but that's a little impossible, but to kind of get rid of as many as you can. It's like, so that is not my responsibility. Some of you hold yourself to a very high level of responsibility. Sometimes you go, if I don't do this, no one else will. And guess what? I guarantee you, if you don't do it, someone else will. There'll be someone that just appears. If you've been looking after somebody and you're finding it has become a bit of not a burden, but it's a bit much. It's taking over your life. Just set up people that can help in your place, and then you can step back more easily. February, we also have, again, it's about patience. You've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of what you need to do. You don't need to do any more. Step back, look at what you've done. Allow that to simply start manifesting. Tend to it. Just keep up with it a little bit, but you don't have to do anything extra. Patience is required because what is produced is worth it. So, February.